Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Tommy Fury took it to the stupid. Says he's on the road to world titles. Come on now, Tommy. Someone contact this Tommy Fury guy and tell him to stop right now. Just stop taking it to the stupid. Look, he goes on record and he says, if you want to throw millions to beat a man who can't fight, no problem. So millions of pounds were thrown at Tommy Fury to make the Jake Paul fight. So obviously Jake Paul's gotten serious about fighting him, made sure the money was right. So it is what it is. We know Tommy Fury cannot travel to the United States. So funny enough, you know the money has to be good because the fight's supposed to be taking place in February. Yeah, in February in Saudi Arabia. You guys believe that? Now, I'll tell you, I'm going to get back to the story, but I'm going to be paying attention to see how Jake Paul conducts himself. Because you can't go to Saudi Arabia and decide you want to shout, cuss, and act crazy. Even for Tommy Fury. But they're smart guys. We know Jake Paul, 90% of what he does is because he's a business. But at the end of the day, they can't go out there and take their rivalry that's been going on since really 2021 and carry it over there to Saudi Arabia and decide they want to cuss and act crazy. Like, you just can't have another Anthony Joshua post-Usyk 2 fight. Like, you just can't have that breakdown that Joshua had. You know, you just can't have that take place. But the bottom line is this, right? You already know the Tyson Fury and his family is like, look, Tommy Fury better not even come home. Better not even return from Saudi Arabia if he can't beat Jake Paul. Now, that's a lot of pressure because I'm going to tell you, I just don't think Tommy Fury beats Jake Paul. I don't believe so. And for the rest of their lives, Jake Paul, you know Jake Paul is going to go crazy and talk so much trash about how he beat. If you let Jake Paul tell it, he'll say how he beat Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? But what Tommy Fury goes on to say, and this is why I said he just totally took it to the stupid. Because everything that he said, for the most part, I was agreeing with. I understood him, but he just fell and hit that big potato head of his, didn't he? He says, if you want to slap millions of pounds in front of my face to fight Jake Paul, why am I not going to do that? I got a family to feed now, any day. The reason I'm taking the Jake Paul fight is because it's financially good. He's making a few million. Doesn't say how much. A few tells me it could be $3, $4, $5 million. So the thing is this, right? He wants to try to shut Jake Paul up, and that is a problem. You can't go into a fight emotional, man. You know, that's going to play right to Jake Paul's advantage. Because all Jake Paul has to do is just, Jake Paul can lose the fight, but if he knocks Tommy Fury down or if he hurts him, basically that's a win for Jake Paul. But Tommy Fury says that he doesn't get under his skin. He said he understands what he's doing. You know, he even compliments him and says he's a whiz on social media. A kind of backhand compliment after that was saying he's made a living off of being an idiot, arrogant, and calling people out. It's what he does, but he can't get under my skin. He says, all I see with Jake Paul is a business, and if you want me to be the man who can't fight, you want to throw millions of pounds in my face, no problem, sign me up. Then he says this, and this is where he took it to the stupid. I am on a straight and narrow road to world titles. All right, people, stop right there. Hold your horses now. Now, of course, you know I'm all about building champions, not breaking them down. I would never sit there and try to discourage somebody from pursuing their dreams. But come on. What? I mean, maybe he can pick up a Pearl title. Didn't Amir Khan pick up a Pearl title, the WBC? You know the WBC they have as many titles as they have damn belts. You know what I'm saying? Maybe old Tommy Fury can get himself in there with a nobody and pick up a little Pearl belt. But this man's not on no damn road to world titles. And then he goes on to say, but if you want me to take a slight detour from my path to the world titles, for an awful lot of fuel, he was like, look, I'll pick that up and jump back on the road. Look, this may be his last payday, because I really feel Jake Paul is going to give him the business. But if you let Tommy Fury tell it, that's just what he's doing. He's just snatching an easy money grab. It's a business. He's using his head, and any fighter who's in his position, they would take the money that offered him, because he knows he just can't get that money fighting anyone else. He goes on to say he doesn't believe Jake Paul's a legitimate boxer. He just feels that he's got in his head that he's a boxer, and he just thinks it's a good idea for him to make some money and see what happens. So he says they're two different people. You know, he's grown up doing it. Now, my understanding is Tommy Fury didn't grow up boxing. You know, so when he says he's grown up doing this, it's all he's ever wanted to do. That's not my understanding. That's not what his dad said. You know, he's learning on the job now. He's coming to the sport late. That's what John Fury said. Those aren't my words. So when he's sitting here talking about he's grown up doing it, he's grown up boxing, and it's all he's ever wanted to do. You know, I'm not really sure about that. And when he says, I'm not doing it for money, I'm doing it for a passion and dream, hold your horses. What you got to hear in Tommy Fury, right, is, again, he's taking it to the stupid. You know, people want to play on our intelligence, man. Look, we're not naive, all right? He's a guy who did that little show they have out there in the UK. You know, he became, well known for that. He already had the Fury last name. You know, a lot of people think he's a handsome man. So he has something going for him. He's, 6'1", 6'2". He's in shape. So why not jump into boxing? Fight a bunch of nobodies. You already have the last name, and make a whole bunch of money. So it's working out as planned. But don't come now and start talking about, this is my dream. I'm on the road to world titles. That Jake Paul is the one just dropping into the sport, dropping in and dropping out, seeing what he can do and how much money he can make. Well, that's basically what Tommy Fury's doing. Anybody who has the opportunity to do it, why not? They're not hurting boxing. Get in there and get your money. It's just like starting up a small business or something. I mean, if you can go out there and start up a small business and in 1 year somehow make $1 million and then the business flops the next year, well, hell, you did pretty damn good. I consider it a success. Just like with what Jake Paul's doing. He's made a gazillion of dollars off of boxing. Tommy Fury's about to make a few million off of one fight. Deontay Wilder was just interviewed by, that little parasite, ES News, Ellie Seckbach. And Wilder said, where else can you go for just 1 second if you can get the fight over in 1 second and make millions of dollars? He was like, you're talking about 36 minutes. He's like, you got 1 second or 36 minutes, you can make millions. He's like, some people don't make that in their whole life. So, again, I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody trying to get a quick buck. That guy Salt Poppy, he's on his way to making a few million if he keeps doing what he's doing in this Misfits League thing. But the bottom line, to me, that's what it was, Love Island, right? It's absolutely crazy what's going on in boxing. You can say what you want about Jake Paul. You can say what you want about Tommy Fury. I don't see either one of them ever fighting legitimate boxers, but it's entertaining. They are taking the sport serious, and it's going to make for a good fight, and I'll be watching it. But that being said, Tommy Fury, this is not a slight detour. You are not on a path of the straight and narrow to world titles. That sounds like some foolishness Jake Paul would say. Matter of fact, I think because of Jake Paul's profile, he may actually be the one to pick up a pearl belt before Tommy Fury, because there's a lot more money behind Jake Paul. So that being said, we'll see what happens with these two guys, but I'm looking forward to the fight. Hopefully there aren't any issues going over to Saudi Arabia. Who knows, man? Kinahan, Kinahan hanging out in those neck of the woods, man. What's his name? Jake Paul better be careful. But that being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. in the breeze.